So I'm just surprised, though, that then you don't say as a result, if we can, up the data game, improve your message as well, that you wouldn't think you could win most of these seats back, particularly given if you look at the study post-election, about 1 in 6 Teal voters were actually ex-Liberal voters. So you haven't actually lost Liberals to the Teals in large numbers. You win a small cohort back and perhaps rebalance things around where the two-party preferred goes and you can win seats. You sound not all that confident, though, of winning them back. Why not?
It's not a matter of being confident or not being confident. What I'm stressing is that this needs to be driven by data. QDOS, who is Daniel Andrews' favourite pollster, makes the point on their website that the Liberals have much better values than the left does. But we're not as good at communicating that. So if we can communicate and distribute those ideas more effectively, then perhaps we can win some of these seats back. But what I really think is that when just on what I know, most of those seats seem to be distributed in a Sydney context, in Western Sydney, where values of aspiration are much more prominent than they are potentially in seats where people have already made it. They got a good start in life because their parents had done well. They were handed a lot. They don't value aspiration and opportunities as much as people who are trying to make their way in life. And Tom, I would say there's an excellent book out at the moment called Markets and Prosperity that has been edited by Harry Stutchbury, and it goes through a lot of those points that we're talking about today, and I encourage anyone to buy that book.
Yeah. We didn't quite see. Who's it by? Didn't quite see
so
that.
it's edited by Harry Stutchbury, and he's got a number of contributors in the book. And look, they talk throughout the book about these policies. Let me check. I think I might be chapter 3. Yes. So you don't have to read very much of the book before you get my opinion.
Yeah. Just in case the viewers know, I didn't know you were a contributor. I just picked up something in your tone there somehow. Call me some sort of genius. What does all this mean? If you get this gig, are you not having a run at Mackellar again?
Oh, mate, I've been a servant my entire adult life. I have been a servant of the Liberal Party, and I've done whatever I can to help the Liberal Party do, and not so much the Liberal Party, but Liberal ideals do as well as they can in the public square. The reason that I put my hand up for this position is that I think I can make a contribution that is positive to that purpose. And if I'm successful, that's what I'll be driving forward.
And as in, on that basis, that wouldn't be able to end in time for the next election and run for Mackellar. Is that
mate, well, you would have to tell me. You would have to tell me when the next election is. But the one thing that I will be doing is focusing on modernising the Liberal Party so that it is the most effective campaign machine that it can be for ideals of liberalism in this country.
Yeah, well, I guess the timeline, look, I'm just going to say it. I can't see it marrying up, so that'd be no Mackellar, but steering the ship instead. Candidate reform, is that one of the biggest things you need to do as well, selecting the right people and in time? That was a schmozzle last time.
Well, Nicole Flint and I wrote on this about 2 years ago where we pointed to the success that the Conservative Party in the UK has had with its candidate list and candidate and campaign schools. So it's not just about selecting candidates, though obviously it is. It's about identifying, recruiting, training good people to run as candidates, not just at a federal level, at local levels as well, in local community groups also, and giving them the skills they need to be able to do that. It's something that the left has been doing now for nearly 3 decades. We see it in Get Up, we see it in local school P&Fs as well.
Jason Falinkski, thank you. We'll talk in a fortnight's time.
Thanks, Tom.
Patrick Gorman.